Brian Johnson said in a video that he spent millions of dollars on his health. I've spent $13,000 on my health, which might not be a lot to some people, but might be a ton for other people. And so I wanted to share in my journey what has worked for me, and if I was going to do it all over again, where would I start? I'll tell you a little backstory. The backstory is about 2 years ago. I was working a lot, running business, having family. My health just started taking a tank. I was not in a good place mentally. I was not in a good place physically. I was not in a good place in any way. And so I started experimenting and doing all of these different things. I joined 10X Health Systems. I started taking their vitamins. They put me on peptides. I did CJC, 1295 and ipamorelin. They put me on all these supplements. I did glutathione shots. They recommended all kinds of things. And they all worked to some degree. But I feel that for me, I'm extra sensitive to things. And things sometimes take a lot longer to work for me than they do other people. I see all these things online where people say, oh, I started taking this supplement and it made a difference like 2 days. And that's not my reality. My reality is that most of these supplements that I've been taking have taken about 2 or 3 weeks for me to actually start seeing the benefits. And some of them took longer and some of them not as long. But the majority of them, it's taken me about 2 or 3 weeks for me to start seeing the benefits, if not longer. So out of everything I've done, if I was to do it all again, and again, I'm not a doctor, just letting you guys know what worked for me in case it works for you. And one thing that I'm going to say before I show you the supplements that I'm doing, I normally try to look for supplements that are GMP certified, NSF certified, or third-party tested, and or someone else is recommending them where they've, they kind of know what you're buying is what you're getting. The only stipulation to that is that I actually started out in the beginning with the 10X methylated vitamins, the 10X Optimize. And through the course of me taking them, I didn't know this at that time. I guess 10X Health Systems changed how their vitamins were getting made and what was going in their vitamins. And some of the stuff that I heard, could be true, could not be true, is that they weren't tested to make sure that they were as good as what they used to be with the new ingredients. So I guess the big lesson is to make sure that you know what you're taking is what you're taking. And sometimes maybe you might even have to test stuff on your own. So anyways, let's get back to it. So one of the big things that I had an issue with, and I actually did blood tests too. So I did blood tests over the course of a year and a half, 3 or 4 times. I think it was 3 times. And so if I was to start all over again, what would I do? What I would do, regardless if you've taken a... So that's the other thing. I took a gene test. I took multiple blood tests. And in the back of my mind, one of the things that I kept thinking was, do I really need to take a gene test? If you have the money, it's interesting, you could do it. The blood tests, I think, are important for you to take at least once a year to see where you're at, especially if you're trying to be proactive and get ahead of things. Because being healthy is not like a once every now and then thing. It's something that you need to do on an ongoing basis. And if you could put it as part of what your daily routine, weekly routine, monthly routine, year after year after year, I think it's better than just trying to mitigate things when issues crop up, like I had been doing. So now in the last 2 years, I'm paying attention to my health every day. I'm doing a lot of this stuff every day. And so if I was going to start over, what would I start with? I think what I would start off with is I would choose a methylated vitamin. You can go out and look to see which ones you think are good for you. I stepped away from the 10x Optimize, but I'm using basically a Thorne B complex, which basically has all of the things that I need as far as for methylated vitamin goes at this point right now. So if you're gonna do anything, I would do this. I recommended this to my daughter. I have my kids take gummies from different companies for the same stuff that I'm taking. For my younger ones, not the older ones. And so if I was gonna start over, I'd definitely do a methylated vitamin or a B complex vitamin. The other thing that I would do if I was gonna be starting over is I would do some type of fish oil or cod liver oil. I'm using this one right now. I feel like it's got good information about what's been tested with it. And that's what I would do just in general, multivitamin and cod liver fish oil. Now, when I started realizing big differences is I started taking vitamin D3 with K2 at 10,000 IU. And sometimes I would take 20,000 IU of it a day. And I used to have a lot of back pain, and this started helping me to where I didn't have a lot of back pain. So, but I also learned as I was going through it that I needed to include vitamin D3 with magnesium because they work together. So this is magnesium glycinate. So every day now I take the multivitamin or the B complex with the cod liver oil, fish oil. And every day I take vitamin D3 with magnesium every day, at least 10,000 IU. If I'm sick, if I'm sore, I'll take it more often than when I'm not. Now, one thing that I started taking with 10x Health Systems is I was shooting up. I had to shoot up this big freaking needle of glutathione. And I ended up noticing that I think it was 4 weeks in, I just felt completely different. Like there was just like something's going on. And so I would recommend you taking glutathione. And what I'm doing, if you're going to do anything right now, I am currently taking NAC, which converts into glutathione or helps your body create glutathione. After going through a detox process, I feel from taking the shots, on a continuous basis, I take this and I have a lot of sinus issues, or had a lot of sinus issues, and a lot of aches and pains, like arthritis, like my hands would hurt. This really freaking helps a lot. I started noticing the difference within a couple of days of taking this, but it's because I had done the shots before. But I think about a month in. And so now I'm including this into one of the things that I do every freaking day. The other thing that I've started including is taking NMR or NMN. I don't really feel what this one is doing, but it's supposed to be doing good things for me, so I'm taking it. And if you're having mental issues or you're having issues where you can't calm your thoughts, like you're really stressed out and you cannot just calm your mind, I ended up taking ashwagandha. I took this brand. I took it for about 6 weeks regularly. And I feel that this helped to calm my mind quite a bit. Now I just take it every now and then. I don't take it all of the time. Other thing that I feel helped to calm my mind that I initially took is this thing called TMG Pro, which is trimethylglycine. I feel like this helped to calm my mind as well. And again, I took this for a couple months, maybe 3 months. But then after a while, I just take it every now and then. I don't take it every day anymore. Theanine is another thing that they recommended I take to calm my mind. I took it. They recommended I take it for 2 weeks and then as needed. And so now I just take it whenever I feel extra stressed out. I don't take it all the time. One of the other ones that I'm playing around with right now is called Apigenin. Apigenin, I feel like it's really helping me detox and it helps me sleep better. But I was taking NMR, NAC, and Apigenin at the same time, and I started having like my hands were aching, almost like if I was like arthritis like. And I ended up doing some research, and it turns out that maybe I was detoxifying too fast for what my body could handle, and I was just needed to get stuff out of me. And so I stepped it back. So I did a month of just NMNR and NAC. And after the month, I have included now Apigenin every now and then, not every day yet, and I feel much better. Now, in my blood work, I did have low vitamin D, and now I don't have low vitamin D. I also, one of the things that helped me a lot, so let's back up a little bit. When I was taking all of the peptides and all of the supplements, when I first started, I took my blood test, and then I started taking all these supplements. And then I personally stopped and then took my blood test to see where I was at. 10X Health Systems wanted me to stay on the peptides, even the morning of, and wanted me to take all of the supplements, even the morning of, when I went to go do my blood work. And the reason is so that it helps to keep everything where it's supposed to be. But I don't want to be taking all of this stuff for forever. I want to just take it when I need it. And I didn't think that taking peptides on a regular, ongoing, for forever basis is a good thing. And I wanted to see what my body was going to be like without them. And so one of the things that I learned with CJC, ipamorelin, and CJC 1295 and ipamorelin is that if you're not on them, they're not really, your body goes back down to where it was. So if I was to do it all again, I would take the supplements that I just mentioned right now. One of the things that I had very low with my blood work was my testosterone. And I ended up increasing my testosterone by doing cold plunges. Like before I even started doing 10X, before I even started all of the supplements with 10X, I just couldn't handle my mind. I couldn't handle myself. I couldn't sleep. And so I started cold plunging. Since then, I've learned that cold plunging helps to stimulate your vagus nerves. So it helps to stimulate to help you calm down, better mental clarity. And for me, it raised my testosterone. I went from 230 something of testosterone all the way to 527 or 570 in my testosterone, which I think is pretty good. Then I kind of stopped doing the cold plunges and I started doing all of the things that 10X had me do, and my testosterone didn't really change. And so do a bunch of supplements work better to raise your testosterone versus doing cold plunges? I don't know. For me, cold plunges have been what's been working for me with that. The other thing that I did add to it is selenium, because that helps to raise my free testosterone, which is another measure that they said was something that I needed to pay attention to. And then what other therapies have I done? So the other thing to talk about is taking supplements are just basically helping you. They're like an addition, right? Or get you to where you need to be. But just taking supplements and not exercising or not doing other therapies and not eating right is not really going to help you. You can't just do one. You have to exercise. You have to do meditations. You have to do things to calm your mind. You have to do therapies, and then you have to take supplements. And if you're not doing any of that, then you're just going to be in an ongoing struggle. For me, what I do every day now is I wake up, I take a cold shower or a cold plunge. I've tried different variations of this, but what works best for me is 3 minutes, 4 days a week. They did a study where they say that 11 minutes is like the right range of cold plunging or cold exposure per week. And so I do at least 11 minutes, if not 12. The other thing that I do on a regular basis is 60 minutes of sauna. And again, I do it 4 days a week. So sometimes it's not 60 minutes. I end up doing an hour and 20 minutes since I'm doing 4 times a week. I also try to get all of my working out within those 4 days. So I try to work out between an hour and a half to 2 hours every day for 4 days. So I work out all of the time. If I don't make that time, I do other things that keep me active during the week. What else have I added? I added meditation, breath work, 8 minutes of breath work. Like the Wim Hof breathing is supposed to help you in a lot of ways as well. And I do that also. I do meditations and affirmations on a regular basis. And I started doing red light therapy. And again, I do 60 minutes of red light therapy a week. The thing about the red light therapy is that they don't tell you is you have to get a panel. I got a panel that's certified almost for medical grade. And it has all the different ranges of light. I use a Biomax 900 panel. I use 2 of them. And I do 20 minutes a day, 4 days a week at about 14 inches away from my body. Talking to Platinum LED, the range 14 to 20 inches or 12 to 20 inches, depending on what you're trying to do, is where it's at. Unless you're trying to go deeper in your body. But like everything else, when I first started doing the LED therapy, the red light therapy, it would give me headaches. And so I called them up and they said that not everybody can handle what everyone else is doing with red light therapy. Some people need less time, some people need more time. If you do it too much, it will exaggerate the issues that you're having. If you do it too little, you might not see the benefits that you're getting. So you have to play around with it. I scaled it back to basically doing it 10 minutes at a time, every other day for about a month. And then now I've scaled it up to doing 20 minutes, 4 days a week at least. I do my front side for 10 minutes. I do my back side for 10 minutes. And now I've learned that they include the dark glasses just because people feel that they need them. I don't know if it's good for you to look at the lights, but I will do it without my glasses and just close my eyes. And if I open my eyes, I look to the side to not look directly at the lights. And then I'll do that for, I don't know, about a minute and a half with my eyes open to the left and a minute and a half with my eyes open to the right. And for the rest of the time when I'm facing up is about 7 minutes. About half the time I just have my eyes closed and about half the time I cover my eyes like this. And then when I turn over on my back, I just do another 10 minutes. What else do I have to share? Anyways, I hope this video helps. If you're having some type of, health issues, this has helped me. All of this information that I'm sharing. The other thing that I started including that I didn't add, that I've just recently started doing, I had some stomach problems. And so I started including a probiotic on a regular basis. I also included a prebiotic, which is inulin. And this gallbladder support, or if you've ever taken something called Tutka, I used to have a pain around right here, and so this has helped me. The other thing that I'm doing is I think you guys need to eat healthy, but I have to do another video at another time because there's different levels of eating healthy. There's what you think is healthy, there's what could be healthy, and then there's what actually is healthy. And so, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Me telling you guys all the different supplements that I'm taking. I hope it helps you. Make sure you talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. Blah, 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 blah. See ya.